This is nice. I'm so glad I don't have to discard this. Look at this. Look at the little airplane up here. These are my favorites.
Lucky had one just like that. Oh, I saved all of his baby things. I put him in an old trunk and I lugged him just about halfway around the world. But I couldn't take him with me this time. Wonder what happened to him. Sorry.
Oh, those hormones are powerful, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, when I saw you laying on that couch the other day, I knew you were pregnant.
You're amazing.
I know what pregnant women look like. I've seen a lot of them in my time. And I mean, the way you were looking at Tasha.
She just looks so vulnerable.
And that's how you feel, vulnerable, right?
Incredibly vulnerable.
But it's normal, baby. It's normal.
It's not just my hormones, baby. I wish that it were.
Some more trouble?
Well, I've always had sort of a sixth sense for when things were about to go wrong. And I'm very afraid that things are about to go terribly wrong now.
Are you frightened for this baby you're carrying or the baby's father?
Mamie, the way things are going, there's a chance that Luke may not even live to see this baby born. Where's Tasha's daddy?
Her mama doesn't know.
Wow. Well, that could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Her mom doesn't even know?
That's right.
Worse.
But a nap and a baba.
Now, worries aside, are you happy about this pregnancy?
Oh, yes. I'm very happy. Incredibly happy. So is Luke. He's so sweet.
Then this little one has a much better chance than most of the babies born today.
I know that. Believe me, I do know. And I tell myself that I have lots of things that I should be grateful for. And I should stop looking for problems and, you know, I'm basically just being irrational.
Oh, no. You're just being realistic, given what you told me about that man of yours. You know, some people just have to live by the edge. And they do some good, but then they have to pay a terrible price for it. And then there's some who are survivors. And that's what I think you've got. I think you've got a survivor.
Yeah. I tell you, if anything ever happened to Luke, I feel like I lost a part of my own soul. But I've always known from the beginning what he was like and the risk that I was taking, but he's brought me so much joy. I would be devastated if I lost him. But I could find a way to go on. If something ever happened to Lucky, well, something did happen to Lucky. He was shot. I'm not over that, even though he's getting better. My God, if he had been killed or if anything happened to this new baby that I'm carrying,
You never get over it. There's not a day goes by that I don't think of Bradley. I buried 2 husbands, and that didn't prepare me for the loss of my son.
I really wish that I could have known him, Mamie.
Honey, he would have been crazy about you. He was so full of life, so full of can-do. But when he left, I didn't want to go on. I just wanted to crawl away, lick my wounds, hide. But even then, he was giving me strength. I could still hear him chiding me. Mama, what is wrong with you? The sun didn't stop setting and rising when I died, so don't you. And I didn't.
How many grandchildren do you have?
Oh, 7.
Wow.
2 of them Bradleys.
Did his wife remarry?
Isabel? No, Isabel went back to Philadelphia with little Faith and Justice. Justice. Oh, he turned out to be such a fine young man.
An attorney, you said, right?
Oh, yes, he's a very good one. His father would have been very proud of him.
And you're not just a little bit proud, are you?
He's the apple of my eye. I know I should be more impartial, but every time I look at him, I see Bradley. You know, it's the best of Bradley. And no matter how busy he is, he still has time to write to Grams. I had this letter from him this morning. To the Charles Street Gang. That's what he calls us. The Charles Street Gang.
That Charles Street area is nothing but row houses and small businesses struggling for survival in an economically depressed neighborhood.
So why are you interested?
Tell him, AJ.
Lee, I'm sure you heard that ELQ is considering building a toxic waste incinerator in Port Charles.
Well, I thought you were against that.
Oh, I am. But unfortunately, it has become a cause célèbre with a select few of our board. And it appears that they may be able to finagle enough votes to pass this cockamamie idea over my strong objections. Oh, but I intend to make them pay through the nose for their arrogance.
I merely suggested to Grandfather that it might be sweet revenge to scout out a location for such a toxic waste incinerator, buy up all the property before the fact, and then sell it back to ELQ for a huge profit.
Smart boy I've got here.
Well, aren't you cutting off your nose to spite your own face?
Oh, no. The money that Lila and I realize from this deal will offset the loss of ELQ profit. And if I hold the land that they need, I've got control again. And from a purely monetary standpoint, AJ and I, and Jack Boland and you, if you choose to join us, will make a handsome return on our money.
Well, now I'm beginning to get a picture. And the best location for this toxic waste incinerator?
The only location, really.
Is the Charles Street area.
Della had been to 3 other lawyers before she came to me. They told her that she didn't have a case, which she did. My colleagues just didn't think they could win a sexual harassment case brought by a black assembly line worker against her white supervisor.
Oh, that's infuriating.
But you know me, Graham. I love the really tough ones. Except this one wasn't so tough in the end. I did a little digging and turned up 3 other women who were willing to press charges.
Yes, good for him.
So I went to the company. I told them just how messy things could get and demanded reinstatement for my client with back wages as well as the dismissal of Mr. Hot Pants Supervisor. I suggested the media would love to get their hands on the story. You should have seen how red under the collar they got, but they knuckled under. And I took great pleasure in personally escorting Della back to her job. Picture this. As we moved down the room, one woman got up from the machine and started clapping, then another, until pretty soon every woman in the place was standing and cheering. And I saw the bosses watching from behind their big plate glass window. They saw me looking, and maybe they were still worried about the media. Maybe they figured I had a hidden camera somewhere. Because the head man said something, and they grudgingly started clapping, too. I tipped my hat at them, and that probably made them madder than anything else. Oh, I wish I had been there. Oh, I would have loved that.
I feel like I have been there just from hearing the letter.
Oh, he's got his father's wit and his humor.
Thank goodness for a sense of humor. Luke and I would have been lost a long time ago without it. Thank you for sharing that with me. That was nice.
It's good to share with friends.
I'm glad that you consider me a friend, because I consider you one.
Well, now, why don't you share something with me? Why don't you share with me what keeps you and your family so shook up?